Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. With me today is Chanda Rigby, head women's basketball coach here at Troy University. And Chanda, thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you. It's great to be here. This must mean it's close to the season starting.
Close to season starting. And obviously, talk a little bit about, we're going to talk about this season, but let's talk about last season, how things ended up for you and how those goals, that transfers to goals for this season. Obviously, winning it all again is one of those goals for you.
Absolutely. So we have now won 2 years in a row the Sun Belt Conference Championship, and we're always striving to do things that haven't been done before. So nobody's ever won it 3 years in a row. So that's what we're going for, is 3 in a row. Plus, we just really want to get back to the NCAA tournament. Of course, it's always a special event, but we came so close. Every time we've been, we've gotten closer and closer and closer. And for all of you who watched it, you saw just how close we were to making history and being able to advance. And we really want to be a Sweet 16 team at least this year.
I will not make any commentary on the end of that game because we'll be here forever if we do that. So let's transfer to this year and what you've got coming back, because obviously success last year breed success. You've got a team, but you've also got a little bit of a new look to the team as well this year.
Right, so we have key players returning. All 3 starting guards are returning. Felmas Karanga is returning. What a great player she was down the stretch, how special. And then several more that are returning. So we're just really happy with the nucleus we have that have come back, and they're showing great leadership, bringing the new players on board. But with the transfer portal and with the extra year, we did get some really good transfers. One from Kansas, Tina Stevens. We got one from Texas Tech, Jada Walton. We got a great transfer out of Louisiana Tech, a post player, Bree. And the Southland Player of the Year, Amber Leggett. She was a freshman of the year her first year. She was a player of the year last year. She is getting buckets, and she is a Trojan now. So we try to make the most of that transfer portal. And
making that transition, and talk a little about the goals of this team, because obviously I know you're a goal-oriented coach, and you've already mentioned one already, but what's your goals for the team this season?
So it's mostly what we said. We want to get back to the NCAA tournament. We want to win 3 in a row Sun Belt championships. This will make history. We want to get to that NCAA tournament, make a run in it. Of course, for those of you that know anything about me, my program, I'm always trying to average 120 points on offense. And we had one game last year where we scored 131, but generally we don't score 120. But that's how we practice every day. We practice at a pace, and we have a method to our madness how we want to score 120 points a game. And every year I think we've gotten a little bit closer, and so we want to do that. We also have set a goal that we want to do something special in rebounding. We want to break some type of rebounding record. We led the nation last year in rebounding. We led the nation the year before in offensive rebounding. But there are still records to be broken. One time we went to one time we went to the Sun Belt tournament against Arkansas State. We got 86 rebounds in one game, which is third of any team in any division ever. We got 86 rebounds. We feel like we can beat that. So we want to break a record in rebounding.
That's a big number. So,
yes.
But I've seen your teams do some amazing things statistically it's just fun to watch.
Thank
anyways,
you.
And seeing what's there. But speaking of things that's fun to watch, the schedule this year, you're going to have some fun to watch games because you've got a very competitive out-of-conference schedule, including some big names, some big basketball schools that you're going up against in the out-of-conference
Yes,
this year.
I take a big breath. I take a big breath when you say that, because we really changed the lens, what we're looking through as far as pre-conference scheduling. We need to get to the NCAA tournament and not be a 15 seed. The net score now, we call it net, used to be RPI. We need that to be better, so when that gets in front of the committee, that they can give us a better seed than 15. And we think what happened last year, we were the number 3 trending word on all of Twitter. We got some attention last year, so now, it's been a slow climb to get that kind of attention, but what we need now is just to raise that net score, or to get a better net score. And the only way you can do that is play teams that play great teams. So we have, even in the mid-major teams that we've scheduled, we have now scheduled people like Tulane, who has a great score, Middle Tennessee, who could very well be a top 25 team. Those are our mid-major teams we scheduled. But we also scheduled twice as many Power 5s as I've ever scheduled on my schedule, whether it's Missouri, Duke, Mississippi State, Wake Forest. We have scheduled all of the big dogs that would play us that we could get on the schedule. Coach Graff makes our schedule. She does a great job. There's not a lot of people that wanted to play us after seeing that Texas A&M game, but she stayed on it, was very persistent, and made us a great schedule.
Well, as I say, and I think I've heard you say that iron sharpens iron. And
Absolutely.
when you play those teams, you hope to get better and push yourselves to that. And that's the goal there is to try to get that better spot for the team.
Right. And so, one thing we're working on right now is preparing the team to handle adversity. With that kind of schedule, you're going to have adversity one way or another, either in the game or the result of the game. And so iron sharpens iron. I'm going to embrace any adversity we have. Hopefully, you try to say that in the beginning, but embrace that and understand that iron sharpens iron. And remember what our end goal is. Our end goal is to be good, first of all, to get to the NCAA tournament, and when we're there, be so good that no calls or nothing can keep you from winning it.
You're there. Before we let you go, chance for fans to interact right before the season starts. There's a kickoff banquet.
Yes.
How can folks get involved in this kickoff banquet?
We would just love for as many people to come. It's a men and women's fundraiser that our athletic director Brent Jones created last year, and we really make good proceeds off of this, and it's usable money that we can really use for good reasons in our program. But it's such a nice banquet. It's catered. It is so nice. It's a great atmosphere. And this year, we're going to also combine that with our ring ceremony. We're going to get our championship rings there.
So
we would love for you to contact
see that.
us.
That's Friday, November 5th.
Yes.
Information on that at TroyTrojans.com.
Yes.
All of that information there so folks can get involved. Be there, fan opportunity, and see the team and be a part of this program before they play their first game. But Chanda, good luck this season. And when you make it back to the tournament, NCAA tournament, I want to bring you back here. We're going to talk about some things.
So. Thank you so much, and go Trojans.
And go Trojans. And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.